At least 21 people killed in a gun battle in Mexico just days after President Trump hints he will designate drug cartels as terror organizations. 4 police officers among the dead after shooting broke out with cartel members not far from the Texas border. An armed convoy stormed the town of on Saturday, attacking government buildings there. Let's bring in Derek Maltz, former special agent in charge for the DEA Special Ops Division, joins us now. Derek, good morning to you, and thank you for being here.
Good morning, Sandra.
This happened about an hour's drive southwest of Eagle Pass, Texas, just over the border there. So what more are we learning about what actually went down and who is involved?
Well, you know, this particular cartel is trying to take control of the northeast corridor going into Nuevo Laredo, and they are, split up from the Los Zetas cartel. Miguel Trevino, Omar Trevino have put out a message. So they're battling for turf is what's happening, Sandra. And it's only 45 miles south of our border. So this cartel violence is through the roof. People are dying at unprecedented levels. And thank God for the bold and decisive leadership of the president, because obviously President AMLO's policy of hugs for thugs is not going to work. These guys are the most ruthless, violent criminals in the world. They are operating like terrorists. They have the most sophisticated weapons. And thank God the president is stepping up for our national security and public safety. And of course, it is still early on in Lopez Obrador's presidency there in Mexico. And you look what's happened to the murder rate since he's been in office. This is the stat since the beginning of this year, the first 10 months of this year, up 2%. More than 29,000 murders. It's up about 600 from the same time last year. Just last month, you'll all remember the 9 Americans who were killed in that cartel ambush in Mexico. And it was then that President Trump urged a war on cartels. So have we seen anything change since then, Derek? Well, look, it's changing in that the violence is getting worse, right? So we can't have just talk. We have to have action. We have to unify the government agencies. We have some of the best and brightest patriots that work every day on the front lines. We have really good authorities. We have capabilities. We have to get a task force setting, and we have to go after it. We can't sit back and wait for the corrupt Mexican government to do much, because they're not going to do it. Look, the soldiers of hell invaded that little town of 3,000 people this weekend, right? And the bullets were flying like crazy. We have to stop this madness. It's right on our southern border. We're so worried about all these other countries around the world, but this is happening not only on our southern border, but, Sandra, they are all over the United States. And the kids are dying like left and right between the methamphetamine, the cocaine laced with fentanyl, and the fentanyl pills, the Mexi-Oxy that are coming in. Millions of these pills are all over America. So we have to stand up for our own citizens, and that's why the president's America First policy is an absolute right direction, and we can't sit back and wait. We need leadership. He has said in a new interview that, and he has said this before, that he wishes to designate drug cartels, or at least he's considering doing that, designating them terror organizations. So what impact would that actually have if he was to move forward in doing so? Well, the biggest impact is it's going to save lives, because basically we're going to put the best forces of the United States government together, and we're going to put together strategies to go after it, implement an operational plan to actually do something. Instead of having the Beltway bureaucrats talk about it, we have to put an operation in place to go after these cartels, shut down the money flows, shut down the chemicals so they can't make the methamphetamine and the cocaine and the fentanyl, specifically the fentanyl right now, because that's what's killing Americans at levels that we've never seen in the country's history. The president saying also in that interview the U.S. stands ready to go in and clean it out. There's questions over how much the Mexican government is willing to work with the United States and President Trump on this issue. We'll learn more in coming days and this week in particular. We appreciate your time this morning, Derek. Thank you. Thank you very much.